how many people avoid adversity because they know that if they were successful in overcoming it, it would change them, which leads us back to one of the biggest fears is change.
Absolutely. There's no question about it. And they may not even know they're avoiding it or they're repelling challenge, struggle. What we resist persists. It'll come right at you. You're asking for it. Okay. Because it is impossible not to change. You may not know you're going through a change, but you will go through the change. And we are never too old for transformation. Trust and believe. Never too old for transformation.
It's
And they,
like, to your point, right? It's like victimhood and being complacent is like taking fresh, hot, warm blankets out of the dryer. It's comforting, it's warm, it's safe in a lot of ways. But you're right, because if you're going to stay the same, then you really don't have the right to complain because you know the devil that you're entertaining. But the devil that you don't know, right? It could be either worse off, which is scary,
mm,
or, and here's the one that is even more scary than that, it could be something totally different. And when it's something totally different, something that's better, it's like, am I worthy of that? Or am I capable of becoming that person? You see, it's easy to sustain being the victim in a lot of ways because it's like, Rhonda, you know what? It's the world, right? So when you have that mentality, it doesn't matter what happens in your life, there's always someone to blame. It's like you're always looking for an abuser. It could be, I missed the bus. I didn't get that job. I'm single and lonely. I didn't get the promotion. I'm late. It's always someone else versus saying that, okay, and I did this in my 20s. I stood in the mirror and I said, Terrain, what is it that you like about your life? Mention a couple of things. Terrain, what is it that you don't like about your life? I mentioned a couple of things. And then I said, the only person who can change any of those things are you. Either you find the courage, you find the strength, you find the dedication to do so, or you just sit like a 2 year old and say,
mm.
wah, poor me. It's because of this. Right? Why do you think, even as we get older, because as you mentioned, love and success has no age, but yet it seems being the same person or being in the victimhood, that seems to go on forever for some people. So why do you think some people stay in it for as long as they have without necessarily making some changes that they know could lead to what they ultimately truly want in their heart?
Well, the number one thing is fear of change. Um, and what people are realizing is our life begins when we get the hell out of our comfort zone. When we get, I like warm blankets out of the dryer too, but gee, it's like, come on, there's more to life than just warm blankets out of the dryer. We can have those too, but at the same time, and the subconscious mind is always operating. So that we think that's what we want. We think that's what we want. Just the warm blankets out of the dryer. I'm fine. I'm good. Okay. That's but the subconscious mind is saying, well, wait a minute. You've got all this talent, this expertise. The divine is saying, I gave you skills, talents, and abilities. Why are you not using them? Why are you sitting under a rock and staying there and feeling good about it, yet not feeling good? Okay. Yet not feeling good. And let me tell you what, the wherever we go, we take ourselves. I was in a federal women's prison camp. I went through breast cancer, 3 divorces. Okay. Wherever I went, I took myself. I'm the common denominator. I mean, go figure it out. I'm not a left brain person, as I alluded to in the beginning of this interview. I am, but I know that the denominator is me in all this. Don't think that you're going to change anyone. Change a few things about yourself and then look around you and watch how everything changes with the people that you're dealing with. And you may shed some people. You may say it may be okay, that was good, learned what I needed to learn, moving on now. But to be, it's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay that some days I don't feel like going on my run, or now it's a jog, but I can still jog. I can still fast walk. Yeah, I got aches and pains, but you know what? I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep moving. And then I feel better once I do that. It's the same thing in every area of our life. Face it. Come on. Get out of your comfort zone. You're the common denominator. Don't you realize? Wherever you go, well, I'm going to leave the state. Well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get rid of this marriage. Okay. And then you get into another one. The same thing. Because patterns. Hey, been there, done that. I broke the pattern. I said, enough is enough. Enough is enough. And when enough people can say enough is enough, this world, they will turn around. And when enough people are saying enough is enough and enough people turn around in that direction, then the world turns around for the better.
I will 100% agree with that. I had that conversation with someone. I was dating, and
Mm-hmm.
there were some issues that were coming up, and I told the person that it's one thing if there's an issue where you both are trying to fix it and it can't, and for some reason it just can't be repaired, and then everyone goes their separate ways. That's something that both people have to adjust to make sure that the next relationship is better. But I
Right.
give her the example of saying that if it's something that you're doing, you have a choice. Either you attempt to fix it or you don't attempt to fix it. There's nothing in between, because everything else that you could come up with will ultimately lead to one of those two choices. And I said, here's the problem with what a lot of people go through is that they're the architect of their own misery. They
Yeah.
design a lot of the issues that they go through, either directly, indirectly, and I will argue more directly. But if you aren't honest with yourself, no one has to be around you or tolerate you, but you will always be with yourself.